Welcome back. This is the 711L Tools Hex Bit and Socket 2-in-1 extension, and I think it's a pretty convenient adapter. Just a quick disclaimer, 711L Tools sent me this product for free and I do get to keep it or sell it at the end of the review, but my opinions are my own as always. This acts as a 1/4-inch socket adapter, and if you slide the black collar up, it will act as a 1/4-inch bit adapter. So let's take a look at 1/4-inch socket retention. You can see here, it's actually pretty good. It doesn't have a magnet inside. If I open up like that, you can see there's no magnet, and all that's working here is that same ball that you see right there is just connecting with one side of this. So as a result, it can wobble a little bit, and you can see it here. Has a little bit of wobble here, but overall, it has pretty good friction to retain that bit. It works really well, and it's a very convenient tool for your impact driver. It is, I would say, about 5/8 of an inch longer than it needs to be. Their flat Leatherman version doesn't have this problem. So I think that they maybe should do a version 2 of this where they just shorten it by about 5/8 of an inch. Banana for a scale, please subscribe. Okay, let's talk about the socket bit now. It's actually nice that this socket, specifically the 5/8, aligns well. But even if I go to something bigger, like this 3/8, it's aligning pretty decently. The problem I have is because of the length of this, if I put it into a little crevice, when I'm pulling it out, sometimes you can pop off a socket that way. And I think you'd have that same problem with longer socket shafts, so that's not a huge issue, but it is something to be aware of. Also, if you have a bit in there and you're going in between two things and you catch or snag on something, it can make your bit fall out. And this actually sort of reminds me to the version 1 of these Klein flip sockets, because they had the same issue where you could catch on that and they could fall out. So I think that's just something that you should be aware of, be mindful of. But you know, to be honest, the black collar is relatively difficult to move. So I think the chances of anything I just said happening is pretty darn low, but I figured I'd mention it just so that you guys are aware. Guess what? I wrote a children's book called Who Says Pooh? It's a funny read-aloud children's book about words in different languages that sound phonetically like the English word poo. Buying a book today helps support my channel. And also, you'd brighten up my day a whole bunch. Link is in the description. Now back to the video. In case you want to use this with your Leatherman bits, it's not going to work whatsoever with your Leatherman bits. So now I want to do a little comparison to this tool right here. Now, if I stick that in there, it is the same tool. If I pull that guy up and I take this guy out, it's the same tool. So let's do some comparisons here, okay? I think it's neutral that with sockets on, they're relatively the same length. And again, I think it's neutral that with a socket in there, the 711L Tools 2-in-1 is longer and this one's shorter, because depending on what you need, having it longer could be beneficial. So let's talk about the pros of the Makita. First of all, this bit really, has a spring in there and it has a magnet. It's really in there. And a lot of other bit extenders have similar retention methods. So the retention is going to be much stronger here. Next, again, it has the magnet. So you can use it to pick up stuff if you need to. And it also helps keep, screws on the end of that much easier. A pro of the 2-in-1 extension from 711L is that it's one single item, okay? There's no extra bit that you got to take out to use things and then possibly lose. And that makes this pretty convenient. And if you're looking for something like this, I think it's because you're trying to make something that's minimalist, that is easy to pack up. You put in your pocket with a few other tools that you can do small little repairs and stuff with here and there. Guess what? It's giveaway time. I'm going to be giving away one of these adapters. They sent me two in the mail, and so I want to give one of them away. And if you go to the giveaway link in the description and fill out the details and answer the question correctly, you can be entered to win this 711L Hex Bit and Socket 2-in-1 extension. The contest closes at 10 p.m. Eastern on May 30th, 2025. The winner will be chosen at random from those who entered the correct information found inside this video. And if you're interested in the Klein flip sockets, check out the review I did on the new redesign of the Klein flip sockets. Thanks for watching.